Hello again, Glitch Reaper here, aka the original card game for the win, and I've opened a bit of Midnight Hunt and gotten some of the cards otherwise. I've done a bit of draft to build up a bit, nothing major in results, but it's still just a thing to do before. Now this time I did separate one of my my tokens to the next season since it could carry over. That way I've technically participated in the next in the current season for that. So that means, well, month technically. Their seasons in Arena are very short. Anyhow, that means I'll be getting rewards just for that using that token. So you can see how using that little carryover really helps a bit. But for now, I'm going to be doing 70 packs in a row of Midnight Hunt. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting a mythic rare or two. Just in terms of wild cards, because I built up here. I have a number here, although I have some things I'm pondering using them on. But I will go massively out here in a moment and see what will happen. So let's see where this goes. Okay, those are some of the things I've drafted or got otherwise before. But any kind of wild card, even an uncommon, is usually pretty welcome to me because those can be used on all sorts of stuff. Even things in historic that you might not otherwise be able to actively collect anymore. So yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, give it a howl, Tovalor. That awesome introduction. Yeah. This guy is like is like awesome. So he's like a big part of the story on this one. But also, he definitely has some abilities that make things just go nuts. So, yeah. And the ability to give a wolf or werewolf you control trample until end of turn and basically just some amount of power that you basically choose is just kind of ridiculous. So, yeah. I have a feeling enemies will be ran over with this guy. Okay, the random wild cards continue. Logan Florian, I think I drafted you originally. I can see that a vampire noble such as yourself will show up in a pack. Did they update the sound for that, or is it just me? I'm not sure. Either way, Mythic Rare just happened. Is that my... I think that... well, that was one of my few remaining of this special kind of double mana land that I need here. Because these enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands, so they're actually better later on, in a way. But they're still... It's always good to fix your mana earlier on, too, in terms of getting what you need, so this just means it's good period overall. I mean, anytime you get anything that can produce more than one color of mana, it's always a good thing. I'm gonna have plenty of wild cards to spare on stuff. Hello again. I've gotten a few of those before. Not as impressed with that particular roll, but let's go here. Opening, I should say. Okay, another uncommon wild card. That is a good one, though. There's actually a lot of uncommon legends, believe it or not. Okay, so that's one of them I had before, but extra copies of those could be really good for some decks. So, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna go completely nuts. Every time I get a rare or mythic rare werewolf, I'm getting quite a good howl to introduce them with. Okay, that's good. Now this one could be a interesting one here, because you can keep draining life with it. Sometimes you can keep exiling creatures from graveyards, but that tends to pile up over time. So yeah, I have a feeling that could be perfectly fine. Ooh, double first. Nice. And yes, remember, clues are back. We are getting investigation. Okay, Mythic Rare Wizard. Okay. And this is just plain spells can't be countered. That is immediately just ridiculous. When you just think about that, spells can't be countered. Now, admittedly, that goes both ways. So it's like, we're just doing like a no counter run as soon as you get this one on. So I was like, yeah. That and every instant sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback, with a cost equal to its normal mana cost. So it's like, okay, well, let's just make spells an unstoppable force after this. Now that is a legendary wizard. And that was like 3 firsts in a row there. One was Mythic Rare, but yeah, big old one. Ooh, other uncommon wild card. Nice. They're stacking up fast here. Of course, this is what happens when you open like a 10 Rafted Identity. That thing can be wicked, hilariously fun. Even if it's not the best way to get a control over another creature, it certainly works, and it's not really that expensive to gain control of something big, so they're usually kind of scaled. This one is just, you do. Now, there's admittedly a couple other ways to do that with enchantments and stuff, but where you just gain permanent control, but yeah, this works out pretty well, and it does give them +1/+1 as well, so that's an interesting bonus. Yeah. If I want to go straight out vampire, it's going to be really easy really soon. Just saying. Not just because of this set. Yeah. Common wild card. Nice. Okay. Scouts get the horns. Okay. Not quite the Horn of Valhalla, but we're getting there. Can we get a good Gallowhorn up in there? Anyhow, this one manages to investigate a bit, and yeah, gets a bonus whenever you have a token, so that's a thought. And of course, any green card with vigilance is going to be nice. Village Watch. Yeah, the red werewolves are back. We know this. And with the whole day-bound, night-bound thing, there's going to be a lot of flipping around of the field, in general. Already experienced that a couple times. Okay, I'm not sure. That might be my last of those. I'm pretty sure I had 2 before. The Purifying Dragon. That thing is really nasty for an uncommon, just saying. Especially when it extra wrecks any zombies. So, yeah. Ah, one of the curses. Nice. I did in fact already get that one, but still. I've been thinking of doing a special curse-related deck that also has a few other themes. Could be very interesting. So, yeah, I need some curses. So, yeah. Let's text it well, huh? Common wild card, okay. Join the dunce. And, oh, an angry drake. Yeah, but... Oh, hello. Welcome back, Giza. Okay. Glorious Resurrector. But to be perfectly fair, giving things Decayed isn't quite the best, but if something has like a passive ability that benefits you, then swiping it that way could be really incredible. So, yeah, it's still very dangerously powerful, because of all the crazy combos that can lead to. Not to mention sacking your enemy's creatures again. Yeah, that would be... So many things you can do with that. And remember I said going back and forth between day and night is going to be a big thing now? Well, cards like this could give some bonuses just whenever it changes over, so... that's going to be interesting. In fact, there's another example right there. Devil likes to burn things up every time it changes between night and day. So, yeah. Siphon Insight. Okay, so it's kind of a bit like the, like that Covetous Urge card that I used to play sometimes during Eldraine, so yeah. Not quite the same, but it works pretty similar. Defend the Celestis. That's a pretty good number of counters in one swoop there. Uncommon wild card. Okay. Looks like the cavalry's showing up. Okay. Another 2 knights in 1 draw. Just saying. I mean, knights are kind of coming back here, so yeah. I really need to do the hilarious name of Nighty Knight on a deck sometime. Okay. Ah, this guy. There's a few extra counters while he pops up. Handy for a common. Burn down the house. Yeah, you can roast things with this one. Pretty big too. Common wildcard, Dryad's Ritual. Turning a target card from your graveyard to your hand. You can do it twice because flashback, so it helps you choose a few things back from your graveyard. Corpse Cobble is an interesting possibility of things, because you can kind of create your own super zombie. Owl for a new werewolf? Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the where you're going, okay, red-white deck gets, a big, angry, big angry Cathari that turns into a big angry wolf, so yeah. And it's interesting that it goes from straight white to straight red, though. There are a few things where you can do that, where you can start with one color and wind up with another completely. So, it happens on occasion. Okay. The Village Watcher back. But... oh, a straight up mythic rare wildcard. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm very happy to receive it. Wow. Uncommon. Uncommon just popped over there, too. That Mounted Dread Knight is way stronger than you normally expect for a common. I have been doing some things with that already. That is actually kind of painful. The Haunted Ridge. Another copy of it is definitely welcome. And you know, this is actually kind of the background you get whenever transitioning in sometimes around here. So, yeah, it's specifically the Haunted Ridge. Evolving Wilds has just had so many reprints. I'm just saying. I think I've said that several times before, just because of that. Okay. Well, there's a trade-off that some people are willing to make. The Deserted Beach. Yes, again, more copies of these I like. There's some rare special lands. Ghoulish Procession. Yeah, that thing it can just be an annoying extra supply of zombies. So yeah, they just keep walking around. Meanwhile, wild card. A Grizzly Ghoul. Literally, it's zombie bear. So yeah. Okay, very appropriate for vampires. Here's another rare popping in. Roasting a creature, planeswalker, or swapping out some cards. Either way, things happen. Okay, that is just blow something up. Yeah. Also, here's the music they got with this one. Remember, it's the battlefield now. Okay, continuing. I knew that would wind up coming to me at some point. I strategically avoided those while doing a draft, so ignoring, yeah, I'll get one eventually, one way or another. Okay, so I knew it would happen. The Marsh is back. Well, I know I have at least 2 copies. Okay. The cycle of transformed spirits is definitely going on there. Okay. So, yes, very angry charged up werewolf. Yeah. Wait, here's the thought. Why does this side not have flying with that obvious rocket strapped to their back? I mean, that's obviously like an ether-charged jetpack. I'm just saying. It's kind of obvious that one should have flying, because they got. Now that I'm really looking at the art, says that should fly. Okay, uncommon plus uncommon. Okay. Happened again. Twice in an opening session. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, we have a Griff. It's a hippogriff. Their version of hippogriff in Innistrad is interesting, to say the least. I mean, they have a swan neck and head there. That's very interesting. I'm not sure entirely what's behind that choice, but I'm just saying. Another common wild card. This is a interesting way to poof something, but I mean, it could work. We have a hermit. And a book. Okay. I got the book again. Nice. I have a lot of reading material in the game, just saying. Common world card. Okay. So what's our rare? Oh. Well. That's that part of the adversary cycle for me. Okay. It also can make a lot of wolves, theoretically. Yeah. The super wolf is going to happen. Uncommon wild card again. Nice. Giza is doing her thing there. Ooh, the Celestis. Sweet. This is the legendary artifact that lets you literally just control night and day. Like, it also gives you the possibility of doing some mana there, but on top of that, you also gain life whenever it swaps between night and day. So, and you can also choose to draw and discard cards if you wish, but that's optional. Either way, you gain life whenever that happens. So that could really add up over time. I mean, not necessarily as much as some other cards I know, but even just classic Fountain of Renewal. But some of the other things, like the ability to control night and day, that is just crazy with the rest of the set. I mean, literally, you're controlling night and day. So you are now officially a Time Lord if you have that card there. Get with the hippogriffs that have swans, that have the swan necks and heads there. Just saying. That thing is wicked strong at night. Again, controlling night and day, plus this, you can just poof whatever you'd like. Except the absolutely most insane creatures there. But a lot of things will just go poof with that. It'll just be ridiculous. I literally got the Celestis twice in a row. That's also crazy. Okay. Destined to control time in this set. Dunheart Wardens. Okay. Control 3 more creatures with different powers at the beginning of combat in your turn, and everything is +1/+0. In addition to them having vigilance, so yeah. Balance of night and day. Ah, you don't need the Moonsilver Key, you need the Celestis, which I have. Okay. Oh, my first of these. You have to power up one creature permanently with counters and temporarily with a whole bunch of abilities. Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste. Yeah. And it's angel themed, so I can see that going into some angel themed decks. In addition, just straight up, because that's a great card. Fading Hope. It's an okay way to bounce something. Straight up a rare wild card. Nice. Thanks for the swirling rarity there. A common wild card. Okay. How to make sure that they don't block with something that's just a 1/1 creature. Right there. Interesting part of the story about Soren. So yeah, Soren Markov is back, even if he's not represented in Planeswalker form this round. And this also lets you do a sudden make things night, so yeah. That can get interesting. Okay, uncommon wildcard. That thing can add up real fast, and it doesn't have to be on itself that you get the counter, so that has additional potential. And here we have the life-draining werewolf again. Yeah, I'm opening so many packs, I've gotten more than one mythic rare just off the number that I'm opening. That is just how many you can do that way. Again, the one that looks like it should fly. Go to the moon, werewolf. Just ride that thing to the moon. You just rocket yourself up there. Seek the moon with it. Common wild card. I'm gonna have so many custom zombies eventually, I just know it. It's crazy zombies, wizard guy. Okay. Here's Ludovic. He's has a legendary zombie. That's the other side. But it's kind of a odd one. Is this particular zombie can kind of take the identity of something else and get some counters and just go nuts. But it's not exactly gonna be like as crazy as you think, especially with so many things targeted against zombies these days. So I have a feeling that Oleg might go down easier than you might think. But I mean, it is good for doing zombie decks, and I can certainly say getting 2 for 1 in that slot's always nice. So it's always good to get a bimodal rare or mythic rare. How many times will I join the dance? I don't know. This one has an interesting win condition. If you can have 13 cards in your hand and you have no maximum hand size just by having this one there, you can win the game, basically. So there's that. So draw combos and this could get really wild. Also, you may have noticed before, Kea is also in Innistrad, even though not represented directly right now. I mean, she has before, but still. This one can kinda help you save something, or get something out of your way. One of the two. Again, the cavalry has shown up. And so is the scout. So yes, we have scouts. Another uncommon wild card. You have curses and burning the accursed. Yes, yes we see. Also, this one roasts the controller a little bit at the same time, so it's always things that make things a little more intense. Oh, the Astral Archmage. Okay, this guy is also quite a legendary wizard. Because, for one thing, like, instant and sorceries are it costs less due to whatever his power number is. So if he has like 5 power, they literally cost 5 less to cast of generic mana. So yeah, that could add up real quick. And he also gets a counter every time that it changes between night and day. So again, you could do some crazy astral sorcery with that. No reference to the Minecraft mod intended. Okay. And we have another wild card. Mask of Grizzle brand. I did get this earlier, but it's just worth noting that the legendary artifact equipment is always cool. This one, equipped creature has flying and lifelink, but when it dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do, draw X cards. Thing is, if you just ran into something at full throttle, then and it dies, then you can immediately pay the life that you just got from its lifelink. So therefore, that would mean drawing that number of cards would basically be overall free in that case. And that's assuming you haven't hit several times that added up a lot of life over time. So that one can build on itself so easily. You gotta love that in the mythic rare equipment. I mean, that's not even mythic rare, that was just rare equipment in legendary. So you gotta love anything like that in a rare equipment, or lips. I love anything like that in legendary equipment, right? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get another mythic rare. Okay, I got the legendary ghoul color other than Nissa and Geralf. Okay. Apparently there's several legendary ghoul colors in Innistrad. So there's the thing. This guy basically just gives you a free decayed zombie at your instep if you don't have anything else with decayed. So it's like, yeah, you just have free zombies. It's like, just periodically just have a free zombie. Okay. Another one of those. Again, these are stacking up very quick. I have 21 uncommon wild cards and 17 common, 12 rare, 9 mythic rare right now. Okay, that's powering up quickly. I got Rin in 7 for my pre-order. Plus, I also got her again at another... you know, this might wind up being like with the previous set and me getting like several of Bahamut. And not kidding you, one of the others I wanted until the end. Yeah, this could wind up kind of like that. Because I keep getting Rin in 7. I'm seeing a pattern here. I keep getting Rin in 7. Of course, I still have a lot of my mastery to do, so maybe some of those mythic rares that give me will be the other ones that I need. Now, this thing may not be an ooze, but it will slime things, so this will be interesting. I'm still not sure if the sludge monster is actually that one there or that thing over there, because I see like a couple of distinctly like slimy creatures around here. I mean, that one especially, but still. I'm just wondering which one does it mean the actual creature? It's just that. I mean, it's probably the one up front, but still. Okay, got an uncommon and a common at the same time for wild cards. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm at least close to maxed out on this particular land. In this case, that's a good thing. Can I get some of the other curses here? I'm just saying. Common wild card. That thing is ridiculous. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. Yeah. That is officially... And just look at the picture. A giant werewolf. Not just a werewolf, a giant werewolf. So, yeah. That expresses how crazy this card is going to be. It's not even a legendary enchantment, it's just an enchantment. Ah, another Griff. It's very swan still, though. And we're back to the beach. Needs more beach chairs. Okay. Straight up rare wild card. Nice. Also, Hedgewitch's Mask is actually pretty darn good. I'm just saying, with this little equipment you can find here, that thing's actually pretty good. I can thoroughly abuse that one, or at least make great use of it. Anyway. Okay, uncommon wild card. The Tainted Adversary. Believe it or not, I already got one, but still, that one you could get wicked dangerous, because anything you got with Death Touch is always going to be really dangerous. Common wild card, the mirror that gives you a demon. Straight up mythic rare wild card, just showing up saying, "Hi, how you doing?" Okay, thank you. And now I know I'm going to have at least 11 after this whole thing, because that happened. Common wild card. Another rare just popped in because of the whole thing. Yeah, my numbers are just going up really fast. And here's a very short-lived vampire, but it can do some damage in the meantime if you do it right, so yeah. The way night and day work here, you couldn't really use the fact that technically you have two faces to this card, because it's going to be only one side at a time, the way that transformation works. So, yeah. I mean, still good to make sure to have backup, but it's one of those things where you're going, okay, that wouldn't work out quite the way that you think. But when you really think about it, you're like, okay, that's what it would do, and it would be kind of a little iffy to try more than one there. At the same time, anyhow. This one can help you get some extra creatures. Mainly whenever it's changing between night and day, so yeah. Okay. And I also need to do like a straight up spirit deck at some point. Because like I have a lot of spirit lords now. So yeah. That could definitely be a big deal. That Secretion Geist would definitely help that. The Dreadhound, that thing could be very dangerous. It's like whenever a creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from a library, each opponent loses one life. Yeah, that very one-sidedly means if they mill their own deck, they can lose some serious life. If they mill yours, they can lose some serious life. So that is a very dangerous card against millers, like that. When you think about that, so that could wicked. I mean, that could really wicked them up. So they might be going, okay, this isn't a good strategy anymore. Whenever I can drain my health to 0 by trying to mill somebody's deck. Legendary enchantment. I was mentioning legendary enchantments before, and one appeared. Okay. This also will rapidly degrade opponents. Like, that is going to, be very painful. And it can certainly cause a massacre. I mean, even god cards can be wiped out by that because of that ability if you have enough mana to burn. So yeah, even indestructible doesn't exactly protect from that. It's like, yeah, that's just total death. Okay, we're going. Okay, uncommon wild card. I mean, that may be common, but let's face it, that's a big zombie. And there's the custom zombie to go with it. I mean, could you imagine, like, stacking something like this to this, and then giving, like, the resulting uber giant zombie trample and just running things over? Because that would just be ridiculous. Also, you could ramp that up by sacking the previous zombie cycle into this. So, yeah, when you think about it more, Corpse Cobble is actually a really dangerous card. Oh ha! Here we go, another legendary knight. With flying, haste, and the ability to just straight up prevent damage to permanents you control if they're caused by spells. Not abilities, spells. But still, that means you could get like a souped up fireball just on top of a creature and it just goes, meh. I mean, that is kind of a ridiculously good damage prevention ability. And you also ramp up your own damage, so yeah, I can imagine a few things I'm going to be doing with this one. And it also comes on a hippogriff with a swan head, so it's like legit this ridiculous knight just showing up. It just changes the tide of battle, so it's like, okay. A common wild card. Okay, that's a curse I've got before, but at least it's something other than that one red curse again, in the same opening session. So we're going in the right direction. I just need the other, I think 3 curses, thank you? Or is it just 2? Is there a green curse? I'm trying to remember, is there a green curse? I know there's a black one. It's kind of cool. I know there's a blue one. Get some extra draws. And this one is interesting because of its quote about ravens, because let's face it, the ravens are up to something. Hello again. Having a howling good time, sir? There we go. And the Obsessive Astronomer, again, when night and day go over, things can happen. So, yeah, this could totally complement some various deck designs in ways that are just wild. And it's not even a rare. Just because it works every time night and day swap. And multiple Spirit Lords stacked are always interesting, so, or just Creature Lord cards, period, but that could be ridiculous. That future Spirit deck is looking like it's gonna be wild. Common wild card. I think I have plenty of dragon power right now. The Slaughter Specialist. Anytime a creature an opponent controls dies, it gets a counter, so I've seen that kind of ability before, and it can always get crazy. Maybe not in too much of a hurry, but it can always get pretty crazy. Especially if you really know how to work it. So, yeah, this thing can go far. Okay, uncommon and a common wild card at once. Nice. Also, we have a Spirit Cleric. Can I possibly get a full party and it be nothing but spirits? It's just a thought. So I'm trying to remember, is there any Spirit Rogues? I think there might be in this set. In fact, I think I may have opened one earlier. Okay. So, yeah. Uncommon for that. Okay. Vanquish the Horde. This thing just is like countdown to destruction. Enough creatures get on the battlefield, you can wipe the battlefield a lot easier, so yeah. Because the spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Destroy all creatures. So, yeah, that could be like just so cheap to play like. Because you get 6+ things on the battlefield between you and your opponent, and then things just go boom. I have used that as a board clearer during one of my drafts already, so I know that works. Ah, finally. Thank you. The Black Curse. Curse of Leeches. Okay, this thing will leech their life out, and if it happens to transform, you get an actual leech. If it transforms back, you can reattach it to them, so interesting way that it works. But it's still a good curse, and you could theoretically power up that 1 leech that you get periodically and just rampage with it with massive amounts of lifelink, so yeah, I'm pleased with that one. Uncommon. I could easily just make a super boosted vampire deck that's just really good. Okay. Now, fair statement, I've used this in draft, so this isn't my first copy. That was particularly wild when I did, because like I did a werewolf deck, and this guy basically won me that particular match. So yeah, not the whole thing though, not the whole event, but that match was won partially because of this one card. it was kind of wild. Like, it really turned the tide with just an endless amount of wolves. Now I officially have at least 11 mythic rares after this whole thing. And additional wild cards. Yeah, I've built up a pretty good amount. Now you can slam them with one creature while the other one you can just return, just cast later. So this thing is an interesting way of raising them from the dead. You get one winds up being exiled at the beginning of your next instep, but it's on the battlefield and it has haste, so it can go for an immediate attack. The other one, on the other hand, is in your hand, so you can just work with it later. So, yeah, it's an interesting 2-for-1. I'm getting a theme here. That paused for a moment there. It was kind of a little bit spooky. And not in the way I'd like it to be. More of the marsh. Very much quite a bayou there. Okay, uncommon wild card. Fair enough. More of the Siphon Insight, so I can swipe a card for somebody. And again, Kea is around here. She's just not in a Planeswalker card in this particular set. But she's hanging around. Actually, I really like her version from Kaldheim. I've done some things with that. I've had opponents really surrender whenever I got her emblem. He's like, okay, that's it. I'm screwed. I'm out of here. Goodbye. And I'm like, okay, I agree. Okay, if I have a lot of those stacked on one person, they are just going to get wrecked the moment they cast any spell the second time on their turn. Like, it's whenever they cast a spell other than the first they cast each turn, or copies a spell, it deals 2 damage to them. So, they can just cast one spell a turn, or they get wrecked if I have several of those stacked. So, and on top of that, it is a red source, and red has damage ramp. So, could you imagine me doing a historic deck with a few damage rampers, like a version of Jaya, maybe a bit of the Torbran there? Yeah, that could get, like, just ridiculous. Somebody would just melt as soon as they cast another spell. Just poof. I watched them just lose 20 points of life. Because of so much damage ramp. Now, I'm not sure if it'd be that high, but you never know. I mean, it's a cheap curse. It could really stack up quickly. Common wildcard. The Socialite is back. They're also interesting. Oh, I've been wanting this one. The Transforming Land. Aha. Hostile. And the Creeping Inn. Yeah, this thing is wicked. Especially when you can kind of make this thing just get nastier each turn with how much life they drain, and you can also cause it to phase out to save it from being targeted. It's like, nope, I'm just not here right now. So I'm just gonna disguise I'm just gonna sink into this marsh and it just be a house and you miss me. Just like, okay. Of course, that's not just a house, that's an inn, so, yeah. But I do like that one. The hostel. Creeping in. Oh, that's a great mythic rare non-legendary. Devious cover-up. Technically, this is a reprint. I'm just saying. I think this was in the Ravnica cycle before that we had on Arena. It's like, okay. That's an interesting one to pull off some blues. So, yeah. Okay, I think this is my last pack for a while, but I'll be getting more. Okay, I have... I'm destined to be a Time Lord. I keep getting the Celestis. I'm just saying. It's a weird sign. I keep getting the Celestis. It's telling me I'm the Master of Time. Okay, that just totally rocked. Is a set there. Also, what's my Mastery saying is on the next one? I think I'm getting a pack of something next turn. Okay, more Midnight Hunt, so, yeah. And there's, of course, as I was saying, there's still some more mythic rares that's going to be up there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. So 5 mythic rares combined that way. I mean, that'll help along with all the other packs, so yeah. Let's just see how much I got out of that, because there's not very many that I'm probably missing right now. Yeah, that's just saying, like, you got tons of new cards, because of all that opening. I agree, lots of new cards. Let me just clear all the news for a moment. Of course, it is good news. It is very good news, especially, oddly enough, I was especially thinking of that one. That was one of the mythic rares I was really wondering if I was going to get a hold of. Because anything that's a special land is always especially tricky to get a hold of. And something that can be pull off a transformation like that is especially powerful. I'm also really hoping that by the time this set is out, that I will be getting Teferi in his new form, because that is a very good one. In fact, let me switch over to not collected. See how much I got left, actually. Okay. Well, in terms of pure colors, it's going down fast. Yeah. This one here is one of them. That was an uncommon. That wasn't even like a rare mythic rare that I missed. Again, sometimes it's harder to get one of a lower rarity level because there's so much more of them. Okay, so I think I may have got... Okay, that's one of the adversaries I don't have yet. There's an interesting Phoenix. That one just looks beautiful. I mean, wow. Congrats on being a beautiful bird there. I do love Phoenixes. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get that one, though, because I have some ideas for that one. And they're gonna get wicked. Yeah. Because Death Touch on anything tapped, and anything untapped has hexproof in terms of creatures that are other than themselves. And the ability to untap another target creature or land you control. Yeah, that could get wild. Just wild. There's actually not much missing right now. In fact, this is actually pretty close to the point that I was whenever I'd opened all those packs in Forgotten Realms. So yeah, that's pretty comparable. And I think this reward path is going to be a bit more concentrated, so there's a good chance I get everything purely off that. But of course I have backup stuff, and there's other things I can get with those too, so I think that's going to work out pretty well. How many mythic rares do I even have left here? There's Teferi. I'm definitely wanting to get a hold of. The Phoenix, the Bloodthirsty Adversary, Guardian Savior. Ironically, not the best mythic rare angel I've seen though. Lord of the Forsaken. So a big angry demon. There's also a very good candidate to have Mask of Grizzle brand. that ability could thoroughly be complemented with a little life gain. Okay, so that's the point I'm at right now. Fairly impressive, actually, for what I did there. So I'll accept that. I know I did that at the beginning more than anything else, but that's fine. Anyhow, just showing off a really good opening party. So for now, I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody. And remember, MTG forever.